Hi everyone, this is Mahmoud Sheikh, and in today's video I will discuss about basic structure of C++ program. Okay, so every C++ program is divided into various sections, and all these sections I have listed down in this diagram. And we need to write the C++ program according to these sections, and this section includes first header file section, second preprocessor directive section, then global declaration section, class definition section, user defined function section, and then main function. Okay, so as I have told you that we need to follow these sections when we will be writing any C++ program. Okay, so now let us see what are these various sections one by one. First, header files declaration section. So it appears at the very top of the C++ program, and this section includes the already written libraries. Okay, so here in this header file section we will be including the libraries which were written by some other programmers, and our work is only to include these libraries so that we can make use the functionalities which has been written in these libraries in our program. Okay, so these libraries, these header files improves the performance, improves the functionality of our program by adding some extra code to our C++ program. Okay, and the examples for these header files are iostream.h, conio.h. Okay, so if I give you an example, see here I have an example. So here this is the header files section where I have declared iostream.h and conio.h. These are predefined libraries. Okay, and this libraries contains codes inside it. Okay, and once we include these libraries in our program, the code written in these libraries gets added with our program, which improves the functionality of our program. Okay, next is preprocessor directives. Okay, so the preprocessors are the directives which gives instruction to the compiler to preprocess the information before actual compilation takes place. Okay, so here in this preprocessor directives we declare and we initialize the values to some of the variables which we might be using again and again in our entire program. We will be declaring them at the very top. Okay, and we will be telling to the compiler that you need to process this preprocessor directive, you need to process the value of this preprocessor directive before the actual compilation takes place. Okay, so now as you can see, this is the example hash define size 50. Okay, so this is a preprocessor directive and the name is size, and I have initialized the value as 50. So whenever I want to initialize the value of 50 in my program, so I have to just refer this preprocessor directive there. Okay, I just need to refer the size, and wherever I will be using this variable size, wherever I will be using this preprocessor directive size, its value gets replaced with the value of 50. Okay, so at the very beginning itself I'm declaring it, and I have termed this as a preprocessor directive, and I'm telling to the compiler that this is a preprocessor directive and you need to process this before the actual compilation takes place. Okay, so as you can see here I have declared a preprocessor directive X. Okay, and I have given a value as 20. Okay, so compiler will at the time of compilation itself it process this preprocessor directive. Okay, and it will come to know the value of X at the very beginning itself. Okay, so that wherever in the entire program X will come, and when compiler reaches to that point, it immediately gets replaced the value of X with the 20. Okay, next, it uses pre-written files into C++ code during preprocessing stage. Okay, so we this preprocessor directive uses the pre-written codes in our existing program. These statements are starts with hash symbol. Okay, as I have told you in this example that you can see here, these preprocessor directives are always starts with the hash symbol, and these are also called as symbolic constants. Okay, now the next third section is global declaration section. It's one of the identifiers declaration section in C++ where identifiers such as variables, arrays, and functions are declared so that they can be accessed by all the functions including the main functions. Okay, so in every C++ program, apart from declaring the variables inside each and every function, which are local variables, we can declare the variables, we can declare the identifiers outside the function and outside the class, and we call them as global declaration. Okay, so what is the advantage of declaring the global variables is that these global variables are not restricted within any function or within any class. This global declaration can be accessed by class or by any function within that file. Okay, so now let me just show you that. Okay, so here in this example I have declared y as a global declaration. Okay, and as you can see here, this y is outside this class and outside this function, but yet I can access the value of y inside this get data function. Okay, because I have declared that y as a global. And any function which comes under this program can easily access the value of this globally declared variable y. Okay, this is what global declaration section. Next, class definition. In object-oriented programming, we write programs using the concept of class, which acts as a template or blueprint for our program. This template contains the complete details of data members and member functions. Okay, so as we have already discussed everything about classes and objects, in object-oriented programming, we write the program using the concept of classes, and we use the classes to describe our entire program. We specify what are our data, what type of data we are using in the program, and what type of functions we are using in our program. Each and every minute detail we provide in the form of a class. Okay, and that's why we used to call the class as a blueprint. Okay, because with that class I am giving the entire information about my program to the user. Okay, so let me just look at here. As you can see here in this class declaration, I have mentioned the type of data I'm using, which is of type integer and the variable sum, and I have declared that inside the private access specifier. And I'm also telling that I'll be using a function which is of the type void, whose return type is void, and the name of the function is get data, and this function is not accepting any parameter. Okay, I'm explaining everything about what I'm doing in this program. Okay, so that is one of the section in C++ programming. User defined functions. Okay, once class is defined with a complete detail of data members and member functions, now we need to write the implementation of member functions which will access the data members of that class. Okay, so now once we complete the declaration of class, then we have to write the implementation of the function, which is the user defined function section. This is our user defined function section where we have implemented the get data function. Okay, and inside this function I'm accessing the private data members which I have declared inside the class. Okay, so now my data is secured inside this class, and only the member functions can only access the private data of my class. Okay, so once I declare the class, then I need to write the implementation of my function which I have declared inside my class. Okay, so this is the member function declaration, and here I have implemented that function. Okay, now the last one is main function. Inside main function I create the object of the class, and I also declare the local variables in the main function. And in C++, every program must contain one main function, and the execution of C++ program always starts with the main function. Okay, so now at the end we have a section where we declare the main function, and inside that main function we create the object of that class, and with the object of that class we can access the member function of that class. Okay, since member function is accessing this private data members, so automatically with the help of this member function I can access the private data of my class inside the main function. Okay, and every C++ program should contain one main function. Okay, and the execution also starts with the main function in every C++ program. Okay, so this is the example. With the help of this example, I have tried to explain you various sections of C++ program. Okay, so this is the header file declaration section, this is preprocessor directive section, this is global declaration section, this is the class definition section, and this one is user defined function section, and at the end we have a main function. Okay, so we have to write the C++ program using these sections. In this video we have discussed the basic structure of C++ program, so I hope you understood how you need to write a C++ program and what are the various sections of C++ program. Okay, so that's all for this video. So if you like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.